Okay, it's fair to say that this has surprised fans, shocked them even. But Gatwa is gone. The 15th Doctor is no more. He did regenerate. But who did he regenerate into? Billie Piper. They did it. It happened. Welcome to the Tachyon Pulse podcast.
Our Tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
Okay, I did a video on this a couple of weeks ago because I was hearing rumours, and it was being widely reported, to be fair as well, that Billie Piper was going to be the next Doctor Who, the 16th Doctor. I've been pretty confident that Gatwa was going to go for about a year because I'm pretty confident that Russell T Davies is going as showrunner. And what I was told was Gatwa only did Doctor Who because of Russell T Davies. He got quite upset that Russell T Davies was going, and he's been quite upset about a lot of the woke nonsense and stuff that's been aimed at him, and quite a bit of hate aimed at him, and he didn't want to be Doctor anymore. Apparently he wants to go to LA and become an actor in America, which who wouldn't want to? So, and Gatwa is gone. Is Russell T Davies next? He's written a load of episodes for season 3, so maybe not. But my understanding is that if Disney are going to sign a new deal, and the BBC really need them to, that Russell T Davies will be the next casualty. Now, I actually think the BBC have done a really good job here keeping this relatively secret, because I have to admit, even though I was hearing rumours, and again, those rumours were being relatively widely reported, I didn't believe them. I thought it was a bit of a Russell, I thought it was a bit of a trick. You put these things out there and then you're surprised when you go the other way. Marvel do this all the time. I didn't think they would do it, but I said in the video when I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, I could 100% see why they would. For me, they needed a Hail Mary. They needed to really do something to excite fans, to surprise fans, to shock fans, to get some interest about the next season of Doctor Who. They needed something to take to Disney and go, look what we did. And this is that. Will it work? It's very difficult for Doctor Who fans to go, bloody woman, we don't want a bloody woman, because it's Billie Piper. One of the main reasons why Doctor Who really got as popular as it did was because of David Tennant and Billie Piper. So, Rose is back. It kind of makes sense logically as well, that if the Doctor has some sort of maybe conscious or subconscious influence on what he then looks like, what the Doctor is, what the Doctor becomes, then they could build that into the story. That, he wanted to become Rose for some reason, or it wanted to become Rose. It, I suppose. Oh, pronouns. Remember 5 years ago we didn't have to worry about that sort of thing? Remember that? But anyway, well, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get cancelled. I think this is pretty good. I'm being told the episode was great. I've stopped watching Doctor Who ages ago, so I haven't watched it yet, but I might have to watch this one just to see how Gatwa went. But it's official, baby. And I can 100% see why the BBC have done this. Now, we've got some big announcements coming. Russell T Davies, Disney, or will the BBC go with somebody else? Will it be Amazon through their Sony connections with Bad Wolf? Will it be the BBC paying for it themselves? Now they've got this episode out of the way. Now we have a new Doctor. I think we're going to find out pretty bloody quickly what's next. As I say, I'm hearing it's Russell T Davies. I'll go bye-bye. But I think it very, very much depends on whether there is a decision really with Disney. Now, I've got reasonably good sources over at Disney. I've got a source that was on the production team for actually Bad Wolf. So that's how I knew definitely that they'd filmed 2 endings to this over a year ago. So yes, stories about him being fired over Eurovision were just not true. It's nonsense. They did film 2 ends to this episode over a year ago. One where he regenerated, one where he didn't. I'm told that they didn't actually film the Doctor part of that at that point. So that with Billie Piper has been filmed very, very recently, probably in the last couple of months. Maybe it's because BBC and Disney have had a breakthrough. And that's why they were able to get Billie Piper on board. I don't know. Billie Piper's not exactly the star she was 5 or 6 years ago, to be fair. 5 or 6 years ago, I don't think she'd have done this because she was doing all sorts. So, I don't know about that. I can't remember the last thing I saw her in, but she's still a very respected, decent actress. So, I wonder how much they're paying her. I'm going to try and find out. I bet it's not a small amount of money. It's going to be at least 2 years until we see the next season of Doctor Who. But I don't think it'll be 2 years until we get some very big answers about Doctor Who. And Russell T Davies, let's see what happens. But it's fascinating. I am actually going to watch the last couple of episodes of this season now. Because, got to, right? But guys, get into the comments and tell me what you think. Billie Piper, the singer, that one. She is now the 16th Doctor. And Ncuti Gatwa, what did you think about him as a Doctor? Because I've always said, likable actor, not Doctor Who. I don't think he's charismatic enough for the role. I just don't think he is. So, yeah. What do you think, though, now he's gone? Are we going to miss him? Probably not. Female Doctor, again. But it's Billie. What do you think? Are you going to go with it? Get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can become a member of the channel and get to see all of our videos up to 24 hours, sometimes before everybody else, when they're not filmed last second up in the attic because you weren't actually expecting this to happen. I knew he regenerated. I just thought they wouldn't regenerate into anyone. Actually, I thought that's what was going to happen, I have to admit. But they didn't. But yeah, as always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.